Still too early to know if we'll end up in Beryl's path, but folks here in the coastal bend, well, they're already preparing for what's already become a very active start to the hurricane season.
Our Bill Churchwell checked out a couple of hardware stores and found folks who are stocking up on supplies. He joins us now with those details. Bill?
And, you know, it's like clockwork. When there is a storm headed towards the Gulf, business picks up. The preppers I spoke with have been through it all before. They know being prepared ahead of time is key. Here at Sutherland's, Leo Gonzalez is making sure he's ready for an already active hurricane season.
Mother Nature will do what she's going to do. And just, you don't want to be caught unprepared.
Residents not taking any chances, rolling up to checkout stands at hardware stores across the coastal bend. Susan Voorhees is loading up the back of her car with boards to reinforce her fence.
It's June and we have this type of weather. What about in August?
She's been through it all before and knows the drill.
We did Harvey, and even Hannah a couple years ago blew down a section of my fence.
And they're not alone. Over in Aransas Pass, the McCoys is also seeing an increase of customers.
You know, Rockport, Aransas Pass, Gregory, Portland.
Store manager Chris Anderson showing us what customers are grabbing off the shelves. Everything from batteries to sandbags, even generators. These storm panel screws are also proving to be a hot item.
McCoy's, we have emergency action plan in place, so if anything is rolling in our direction, we'll have plenty of the materials available.
Anderson giving us a demo on how to use these Plylux clips.
They just clip into the side of your plywood there, and then from there, you'll just press your plywood into place.
When it comes to brush pickup, the city says it will not be able to get to Area 4 before the storm. It was originally set to be picked up starting on Monday. Our Bill Churchwell spoke with concerned residents in that area who are now unsure about all the items that have already been set out. Bill?
Well, look at this. This is the area highlighted in red that is supposed to be picked up starting Monday. The concern is that the brush already set out that could become obstacles for drainage or even flying debris. Row after row, street after street, piles of brush placed by the curb in neighborhoods right off Everhart Road. This is part of Area 4 for solid waste services. Per the schedule, residents are allowed to set out brush only from July 3rd through July 7th. The problem, impacts from Beryl could be felt right here in the coastal bend on Monday.
I should probably pick it up like right now. Honestly, I have like a whole pile in my backyard I should probably put out.
But city officials say you want to hold off on putting it out now.
Crews will not get to that ahead of time today and tomorrow. In fact, crews are getting ready for the hurricane.
City manager Peter Zanoni tells me crews won't be able to speed up the pickup schedule for Area 4. The reason, crews have been called in to get operations prepared for citywide cleanup that might be necessary following the storm.
We may be moving some of our heavy vehicles to higher ground in Cal Allen. So that does take time. Our Public Works Department, as an example, is estimating about 2 days just to get our own cells ready.
Outside Hubert Rodriguez's home is this big pile of brush. At 83 years old, this isn't his first rodeo.
The storm is going to pick it up for you.
He knows anything left outside can become flying debris. And while Rodriguez was hoping his brush would get picked up early,
If it doesn't, well, we've gone through it before.
Well, the coastal bend tonight, feeling the impacts of Hurricane Beryl. Port Aransas, North Beach, Padre Island, all dealing with the high winds and big waves from the storm. And it's no different for the folks living in Rockport tonight.
Our Bill Churchwell tonight from the Rockport Fulton Fishing Pier with a look at conditions over there.
we're here at the Fulton Fishing Pier where we are seeing the winds pick up. We're seeing a little bit of rain, but we're also seeing this right here behind us, those choppy conditions out there in Aransas Bay. Now, this is a community that is not taking any chances. Of course, they went through Hurricane Harvey just almost 7 years ago. And so driving through town, you saw a lot of homes boarded up. You saw a lot of businesses boarded up and closed for the day. And again, they know what the devastation can be from a hurricane. Now, granted, Beryl is no Harvey, but still this community not taking any chances.
You can't take chances with these kind of storms. And like I told you earlier, I've been through every one since Carlin. And we kept an eyeball on it, and we were going to pay out, but we said, nah, we're going to ride it out because it kept going east.
We'll continue to follow the latest developments with Beryl as it makes landfall. Reporting from Fulton, Bill Churchwell. Now back to you. Good morning. Yeah, Port Lavaca is seeing that outer edge of Hurricane Beryl becoming a hurricane just right around 4 a.m. this morning. Now, we are still several miles away from Matagorda, which saw the center of the storm, but you can see we are still seeing some of those sheets of rain and those tropical storm force winds. We have seen some trees down in this area, as well as some signage from nearby businesses down on the ground. But a lot of folks not taking any chances. They boarded up their businesses and their homes in this area. We actually woke up in Rockport, where our hotel is at, planning to do coverage over there. But as you know, this storm quickly changed. And over there in Rockport, we woke up. The ground was dry, and it was a very calm wind over there, so we definitely dodged a bullet there in Rockport. But again, we are in Port Lavaca, where we are seeing some of the effects of Hurricane Beryl of its outer edge. Reporting live, I'm Bill Churchwell. Now back to you.
An update now from Bill Churchwell, who is close to where Beryl made landfall. Bill, what are you seeing over there? Port Lavaca still, right?
That's right, Carly. We're here in Port Lavaca. We just took a power hit. The whole city just went out. A generator kicked on next door, but you can still see those sheets of rain we're experiencing. And at times, as you mentioned earlier, Carly, those tropical storm force gusts every once in a while. But you know what? It's enough. It's enough to cause some damage. I don't know if you can see right up there, that sign came crashing down, and we're going to walk right over here and show you where some of that debris ended up. You can see some of the parts right there. There's another part closer to the street. This is 35 right here where we are standing. We haven't seen a lot of traffic, maybe a car or two in the last 30 minutes since y'all last checked in with me. I checked in with my sister. She lives in the El Campo area, and she said this is scary. They're getting a whole different experience with this storm. They just lost power as well. She said the house was shaking over there. But again, take a look at that. Part of the damage here at this gas station we're taking refuge at. We're on the road right now, taking our time to get to Palacios. If I'm saying that correctly, I know there's a couple of different ways to say the name of the city, but we're just a couple of miles away now. But you can see the driving conditions we're experiencing as those winds pick up, as the rain picks up, as we get closer to the center of the storm. But you can see we are keeping track of the storm on our GPS here. We have our map that is giving us an idea of what we are headed into. Of course, we have seen not a lot of obstacles on the roadway. We are taking it slow for our own safety. But again, you can see that just the sheets, I keep saying the sheets of rain along the roadway. We did see a transformer blow behind us and spark up, so we are aware of that as well. But we hope to bring you our next report coming up in the next city.
Bill Churchwell, as he's getting an idea of how those hurricane force winds may have impacted the area. Bill, what are you seeing?
Hey there, Carly. Pretty tough to hear you right now. We're in the thick of it. I tell you what, we are feeling those wind gusts up to 80 miles an hour out here. We've set up in this market parking lot. Wow, take a look at just the rain coming in. Now, it was a challenge getting out here to the city, driving along 35. We saw a lot of tree branches down as we got closer to this city. But while the power is on here, this area is dealing with a lot of power outages. About 2,300 customers is what I saw earlier on AEP Texas's website. That could have changed in the short time I looked. But again, we are feeling those effects from the hurricane out here in this city. This is probably as close as I want to get. I'll tell you that, because it is, the rain is just hitting me right in the face right now. And so we are seeing the effects. We actually had a rain barrel almost hit us earlier. And we've seen, of course, the traffic control lights that are out. So that is one thing to be aware of. If you're in the area or in one of these areas affected, beware of traffic lights because they are out. And so if there are other people on the roadway, be sure you are stopping at those intersections. Look both ways before you go through those intersections so you don't end up causing a crash. Traffic-wise, we again seen 1-2 cars coming out here. Here we go. Another one of those strong wind gusts we just felt. That rain, I can taste it, of course, on my lips here. But that's what the conditions look like out here. And once the daylight starts to break, we're going to go around and try to find, if there's any kind of damage that has occurred. But again, these are the latest conditions we are seeing and we are feeling here in the area. Back to you.
Bill Churchwell actually chased that storm from home base in Rockport to Palacios as Beryl made landfall.
Wow, take a look at just the rain coming in. The break of day revealing the extent of damage left behind from Hurricane Beryl. Residents in the town of Palacios under the outer edge of the storm.
It was scary. All night, I couldn't sleep.
Ray De La Rosa, one of 15 people who hunkered down here at the Boys and Girls Club.
God bless you. Okay.
Take care. A makeshift shelter for those who had nowhere else to go. The torrential rain finding its way inside. We're right outside the elementary school where I want to show you this right here. This tree came crashing down from those powerful wind gusts. And this is something we are seeing all across town. Here along State Highway 35, flashing lights warn drivers of leaning poles and down lines.
Hopefully we get our power back on, so we're not sure how long that's gonna.
How long has it been off?
Since midnight.
And it was here at the boat ramp at East Bay Park where we caught up with Tony Vu, who was fishing out his crab traps that got carried across the bay.
About about quarter way to the other side.
The roof to the Donut Palace peeled away. The front door to the police department shattered. And while some residents were left underwater, other roads blocked by debris.
The trees have been trimmed pretty good, I think. Yeah, I thought I'd lose more of that magnolia, but it did okay.
This tree, however, wasn't so lucky, coming down on top of Ted and Martha Rico's pickup truck. The couple was out doing their part to clear the road, getting a helping hand from a neighbor with a chainsaw. Neighbors helping neighbors.
Yeah, this town is good for that.
As this process to clean up is just getting started. Bill Churchwell, 3 News.